First questions from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
Hey Walker, now that you've had maybe like 12 hours to look back on that game last night, what stood out?
Just a lot of wacky stuff happened in that one, I guess. So, um, interesting game. We know the intensity is going to be high, just given kind of the quality of the two teams. So, thankful to get out of here with a win and try and do the same thing today.
Obviously there's a lot of hype surrounding this series and moving forward with these two teams. Just did it feel like a rivalry? Did it feel different with the fans being there where you guys didn't have that last year? Did it just feel like it was a little more amped up than the usual April game?
I don't know. Obviously, the fans being back is a good thing, and we all enjoy that. So, whether they're ours or theirs, we definitely can hear them, and we enjoy that. So, I wouldn't say much more than that, other than everyone seems to be excited, and we like playing in big games. So, it was fun.
And personally for you, what do you make of your outing last night?
It was all right. Try and challenge Tatis in a hitter's count, and he put a good swing on it. And I'm pleased with it. Not ecstatic, but we'll take it.
You went fastball heavier in your first two outings, and then last night you were going a little more with your secondary stuff. Like when you're making that decision, that's game plan. Does that feel? How do you approach that?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I think you're going to throw, what you think you have an advantage with to a hitter, but also what you think is good that night. So thought the curveball was pretty good last night. I thought the cutter was good. So got me out of a few little jams with the cutter, getting the ball on the ground. So situation can dictate things like that as well. And Will did a good job back there and kind of steered me through it.
And sort of on a macro level here, the Atlantic League and Major League Baseball announced that they're going to experiment with the Atlantic League moving the mound back a foot this year. What do you think of that? What was your reaction when you saw that?
I don't play in the Atlantic League, so it doesn't doesn't really affect me. I guess we'll see what happens with it, but that's stuff for other people to worry about.
All right, thank you.
Next questions from Kirsten Watson. Go ahead.
Hey, Walker, what did you think of just the bullpen last night and really just over the last few games?
Yeah, they've been great. We trust our guys back there. Obviously, last night kind of going deep into that game and having some guys have to step up was cool to see. And Dennis was good, and then DP coming out and closing it down was pretty cool to watch.
What do you think it says about David Price just kind of stepping into this role this season and really just taking it with honestly a lot of ease, even though he's still trying to kind of work through his routine?
Yeah, I mean, I think it speaks more to the quality of the human than the baseball player, but to have the success that he's had and to go in the bullpen and be the same guy every day, it's tough to do. So it's been cool to watch, and obviously we're happy to have him.
Thanks, Walker.
Next questions from Dave Valsay. Go ahead.
Walker, what's been the dynamic between you and David Price? He's the older Vanderbilt guy going back to last spring training. What's been the relationship between you two guys being on this staff together now?
I don't know if there's any specific word for it. Obviously, it's kind of a cool thing to have in common, and we talk about the team and how they're doing. Obviously, we're excited with how their season's going as well. So, little stuff here and there about school, and just another guy for me to try and pick his brain and learn from. Obviously, I'm in a pretty good situation with him and Kirsch, so, and now Bauer as well. So we've plenty of guys for me to annoy and ask stupid questions too.
And when he came out at the beginning of the season and volunteered to do whatever the team needed, did that set the tone in an unselfish way for everybody to just fit in with so many talented players?
I think that's kind of the culture here. Just in general, I think it's pretty typically been that way, but obviously him coming over and kind of having the profile that he does and being willing to do that, as I said, kind of speaks more to the kind of human he is. And it's been cool.
Hey Walker, you just mentioned a few of the starters. You guys have gotten off to a really good start this season. Is there some sort of competition within the team or some sort of sense of responsibility to take the baton from the guy that pitched really well the night before?
Yeah, I mean, there's a selfish part of it, right? Like we all want to be successful and be good, but you just try and kind of ride the momentum, I guess, that the guy before you has kind of put out there and try and pass that on to the next guy. So, we've had this a few times when Rue was really rolling and Kirsch was rolling and Rich, we've had these collection of talented guys, and this is another, iteration of that. So, yeah, it's a fun group and fun group to be a part of.
Thank you.
Next question from Eric Steven. Go ahead.
Walker, you went 6 innings, I guess, in each of the 3 starts so far. It seemed like last year, especially towards the end, we were always asking you, how's the blister doing? How are you dealing with it? And then at the beginning of the year was, how are you building back up after like not throwing over a certain amount of time? Is it sort of nice to just sort of have a normal start to the season this year and a normal spring?
Yeah, it's kind of my first normal spring since I've been here. So, yeah, I've enjoyed it and like kind of being built up and trying to take some innings early. But, I think our goals are more than 6 innings and I'd like to start striking some guys out. So, we all have our own little things, but definitely pleased with where I'm at so far.
Thanks.
We got time for one more. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, Walker, you mentioned wanting to strike more guys out. 3 games in, you've done a great job of not allowing runs, but some of the internal numbers, the strikeout rate and contact rate, things like that, don't look like your career norms. What do we make of that?
It just kind of is what it is at this point. Obviously, the velocity of the first couple innings was down. I think it was a little bit up last night, which is nice. I think we're always kind of working through some mechanical thing at some point. I don't think anybody's kind of finished all the time. So, working on a few things, trying to get the ball to jump out of my hand a little bit better. I think it was last night. So keep working with that stuff. And, the goal is to not let guys score. And so far I've been pretty pleased with that part of it. Now it's kind of the other stuff, like you said. So, yeah, we'll figure it out.
You mentioned the strikeouts. Is that a sign of something to you?
I think the biggest thing for me, I'm getting ahead of guys. The 2 strike breaking balls have been 2 over the plate. So, professional hitters with 2 strikes, if you throw strike breaking balls, they're going to hit it. And, a lot of times they're going to hit it and get a base hit. That happened last night. So, I think that's the focus right now. But, again, kind of the goal is to put up zeros and keep trying to do that.
Thanks, Walker.